Good morning and welcome to The Edge for Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. I am Devonne Cornelius and thank you for joining me in the program for today. This program is also being carried live via our social media platforms as well as ZIZ TV. You can check us out on our YouTube channel at ZIZ Online as well as Facebook, ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation. When we open the phone lines later, you can call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. That is our overseas number. It's 2 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour, and let's get into our conversation for today. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew has congratulated public health team on recent achievement. Dr. Drew, who is the Minister of Health, extended commendations to the public health team after the Federation was recognized by the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, and the World Health Organization, WHO, for its exceptional results in its vaccination efforts. In an article published on August 19th on the official PAHO website, St. Kitts and Nevis and Antigua and Barbuda were spotlighted as the reasons why the region of the Americas was the only World Health Organization region to have exceeded in 2023 the vaccination coverages reported in 2019. Dr. Drew noted that vaccines are safe and prevent vaccine-preventable diseases, and as such he urged every Kittitian and Nevisian to get up to date with their doses of all vaccines, including in the National Immunization Schedule, particularly those for infants who are at the highest risk of contracting communicable diseases. The task ahead for the public team now is to identify groups with the lowest levels of vaccination and encourage those individuals to get up to date with vaccination schedules. Dr. Barbosa from PAHO, or PAHO and WHO, says that these organizations stand ready to assist St. Kitts and Nevis and other nations in the region in this regard through technical cooperation with innovative strategies to identify these groups and the barriers they face in accessing vaccination service. On the same topic of health, the senior management of the Ministry of Health embarked on a executive retreat. This was on Friday, August 16th, and it focused on charting the course for a more resilient and sustainable healthcare system. The retreat, held under the theme Igniting Transformational, Sustainable and Resilient Healthcare That People Need and Expect, brought together key leaders to engage in forward-thinking discussions and strategy sessions. Now, the retreat focused on a range of impactful presentations, including an effective leadership for a 21st century Ministry of Health session by Patricia Walters, CEO of the Cable. Her insights into modern leadership practices set the tone for a day of dynamic dialogue and strategic planning. Acting Permanent Secretary Curtis Martin underscored the importance of the retreat in shaping the future of the healthcare in St. Kitts and Nevis. And still on the local scene, but to do with music and the development of the arts, I think by now most of you may have heard of the Sound Your Future Camp, which was launched on Monday of this week. And the week-long camp is being held under the theme Building Our Own Unique Sound to Create a Future We Love to Hear. And it is designed to nurture and develop the musical talents and of participants, providing a platform for learning, growth, and creativity. The objectives of the Sound Your Future Music Camp are multifaceted, focusing on the holistic development of each participant. The camp aims to nurture musical talent by providing opportunities for participants to refine and enhance their skills, while also serving as a platform for discovering and fostering new talent. Practical performance skills will be a key focus, enabling participants to gain the confidence to perform with assurance. Additionally, the camp will expose participants to a variety of music styles, broadening their creative horizons. Beyond music, the camp also emphasizes the importance of building lasting friendships among participants and encourages the development of healthy habits that contribute to their overall well-being. The initiative, according to Dr. Drew, who launched the camp, it focuses, is more than just an event, he said. It is a movement towards building a future that resonates with the harmonious sounds of creativity, friendship, and positive change. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned. I will be right back.
Is unknown. Protect your life, your family, and your valuables from unforeseen circumstances. Let National Caribbean Insurance give you the peace of mind that you so deserve. At NCI, we offer a suite of affordable insurance plans that can be tailored to ease your financial burden. We aim to deliver exceptional products to satisfy all your insurance needs. Whether life, health, motor, or property insurance, NCI has the right solution for you. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales professionals are ready and able to assist you. Let National Caribbean Insurance Company Limited help you to prepare for the unexpected. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Hello and welcome back to The Edge and ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today, Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. The phone lines will be open shortly, where you can call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. And where you can also follow this conversation via our social media platforms on our YouTube channel, which is ZIZ Online, and via Facebook at ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to talking with you, having a conversation with you, the listeners, and of course hearing from you, your views, thoughts, and opinions. A notice came from the leader of the opposition in the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, on the issue of crime and violence. He will, in his capacity as leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition, will address the nation on the issue of crime and violence on Wednesday, August 21st, 2024 at 8 p.m. And so that is later today. The address comes as the Federation recorded its 25th homicide so far this year on Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. The address will be broadcast on local television and radio stations, and so you will around 8 p.m. as expected, it will be broadcast live on local television and radio stations, as well as via the social media platforms. And again, this comes on the as we recorded our 25th homicide on Tuesday. That was yesterday. I have also seen comments from local pastors and leaders of groups and organizations, and not just with regards to the recent homicide, but over the last, I would say, couple of months, people have been sharing their views, thoughts, and opinions on crime as a whole, and how, and as I made mention of, I think it would have been earlier this week, perhaps Monday, how crime as a whole affects the development of our region. And we might not see it on the surface. You might not see it by just, looking at it right there and then. But you have to dig deeper and see that it really affects our development as a small island developing states. And it goes right back to that, I think it was a summit or a conference that was held in, I believe, 2022 or 2023, but it was in Trinidad, where Caribbean leaders met to discuss crime as a public health issue and how it affects the development of the region. And some of the things that were discussed at the conference or summit included gun trafficking and guns coming in the region. And of course, this is a question that our people continue to wrestle with. How are guns getting into our islands? How are they getting here? And of course, there's only one way, because again, we do not manufacture guns in the region. And so it is a legitimate question. It is a question that is natural that people are going to ask. How are they getting here? And what is actively being done to address the situation as a region? We have seen from regional law enforcement agencies and international, we've seen where international partners have given their support to the region in addressing the issue, whether it is from a more practical standpoint where they collaborate with the region's coast guards and law enforcement bodies and agencies, or whether it is hands-on training, which is practical as well, yes, hands-on training, whether it is legislation. All of these things have been done, or have been tried, or have been explored, have been looked at as to how do we address the issue, how do we tackle this issue. We know, especially on this topic, of course, people are going to have their ideas, and your ideas are welcome, because this is not a case where one man or one person can solve this issue. We've been hearing that it takes a society, it takes a community, and all of society approach, including everybody, left, right, and center, to address this issue. I believe it is not going to be something that you can address overnight, and even if you feel as though you may have addressed it and it is now under control, you may end up in a case where it spirals because you didn't really address it, but you put a plaster on it, and now the plaster, comes off. And of course, you know what happens when you have a cut and you just put a plaster and there is no actual medication or treatment of that wound. And so people have their different ideas, and different recommendations as to how we address this issue and how do we address it aggressively, proactively, practically. How do we do that? And that's the question that has been on the minds, and I believe you who are listening to me, I believe that's a question that you have as well. But I want to hear your thoughts, views, and opinions, and so the phone lines are open. You may call at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. The phone lines are open, and we welcome your calls. Again, 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Call us and share your views, thoughts, and opinions on what we are discussing today. We'll take our first call for this morning. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello, you're on the air. Good morning, caller. Not getting the caller? Oh my. All right, continue to call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. I'm trying to find out if we have a situation with our phone lines. Okay, we'll just try to have that sorted. In the meantime, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation here on The Edge. I apologize, but I think we are having some technical difficulties with our phone, so we'll seek to have that sorted. Okay, I see some more calls coming through. Let's see if we can get those calls in. 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Can we take a break? Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation.
Watch the trail of the insects up when you spray them with pop. Flying, crawling, insects up, falling when you spray them with pop. Nothing comes close to pop. Pop, the Caribbean brand. Pop, the number one brand. Pop, the baddest in the land. Nothing comes close to pop. When the root bugs get in your way, pull out your pop and give them a spray. When you want insects to stop, nothing comes close to pop. Pop, the Caribbean brand. Get serious.
Join us on ZIZ TV for Youth Lounge with Skaniper, a talk show on vital topics such as tourism, entrepreneurship, education, religion, sex education, and mental health, featuring experts from St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean region. Tune in live on the first and third Wednesday of every month at 8:30 p.m. on ZIZ TV.
Welcome back to The Edge. We have some callers coming in. All right, welcome back to The Edge in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Do we have any callers on the line? Okay, no. 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Continue to call us to see if we can get you in, but we've been having some technical difficulties there, and again I humbly apologize for that. But we're talking about guns and those getting into our region, and looking at the different ways and means, and well, not ways and means, but the solutions that have been put forward, and the different things that have been tried, different things that have been tested, different things that have been proposed to address this issue. As you would say, grab the bull by its horn and address it. Have we been doing that as a people? Have we been grabbing the bull by the horn and addressing this issue? Have we been allowing things to blow up? Have we been allowing things to spiral? Have we been allowing things to get away from us? But I always go back to the conference or the summit that the leaders had, where that was one of the focus, regional security, and seriously and aggressively addressing it and taking it serious and not being reactive but rather proactive. And I believe if we have that approach in terms of being proactive and not, waiting until things happen, then we are going to see better results. But I always go back to that question: how are these guns getting into our region? Are we doing enough to ensure that we intercept? Are our laws stringent enough? Are our strategies, do they need updating? Do they need to be more data driven so that we could get better results? These are the questions that people have. These are the questions that people are asking. We are too small of a region, we are too small of an island to be dealing with these issues. Too small. Because again, it hampers growth and development of our region, where perhaps we could have been so much further ahead in so many other areas. People call for better healthcare. People call for better education. People call for more to be done in agriculture and food security and all of that. People call for a more robust tourism sector. People call for our leaders to take climate change, and people as a whole take climate change seriously. But when we have these things, it kind of shifts the focus, because instead of being able to allocate more resources and more funding in the area of education, health, or some other sector, we now have to allocate millions of dollars to national security across the region because of this issue that we are facing, and millions of dollars in getting up to date with the equipment, millions of dollars in training, millions of dollars in getting the human resource in terms of the expertise to know exactly what they're doing, people who are trained and qualified. And that has been the challenge, where monies have been pumped into national security across the region that could have been directed towards a different sector that needed the attention. And that is why I say it stunts regional growth and development. You might just see it as a murder, you might just see it as a crime, whether it is a robbery or a rape or a murder or white collar crime or whatever. But these things, they push us back so far, and it wipes away all of the progress and the efforts that we have made. We'll try to get this caller in now. Hello, caller, you're on the...
Yes, hello, Devon. I'm listening you put you, but we experience when we children and do well, we don't correct them, and sometimes when we try to correct them, yes, they want to shoot us and kill us too. So that's why the crime get out of hand with children. And we need to get a parents' march that they could see solidarity. Have a blessed day.
You too. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for your call. The phone lines remain open, and we're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718. We have a caller.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Devonne. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. And you?
Oh, they're giving God thanks. I said, I can't stop it. I must have dialed about 100 times. I said, Lord, somebody hack on your phone. They're hacking the phone system. You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
What is your explanation?
I don't know.
All right, we got the picket flow. This landline is just a pain. Anyway, good morning to the nation. All who don't know how to pray, pull out your book of Psalms and start to read and pray. This thing is serious, you know. We could talk about it, health threat and whatever. This thing is more than that. When we don't want no God, or we have our own kind of God, and we run into the other man to help us out instead of God, we then looking for solution. If we forget God, Satan will rule, and sin will cover the land and the sea. When we are murderers, we walk around cool. Hey, Devon, you don't even know the person and kill too. You understand? Mm-hmm. They feel so comfortable, but they don't understand there's a curse. The curse is not only on them, you know. The Bible said the blood of the slain cry out to God for justice. So when they think they're getting away with it, some of them got children, some got other relatives. It comes around. Now let me get to the first one, the Paho. St. Kitts and Antigua deserve the credit. I recall the lot of protestation about the COVID vaccine. I don't know how some people are going to be able to convince other people who they discourage from taking the vaccine. The only person to me who is eligible is the CMO. You can hear me still?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, yeah.
I want to make sure the phone ain't cut out. Only the CMO to me in the whole thing, you know. There was all kind of protests, and some people developed the idea that all vaccines are bad. You know, faced with a situation, we are and Papa is saying, look, increase your vaccination rate. What do you say to these people who are encouraged by influencers?
I don't think it is fair for that to be said that hold on. For that all vaccines are bad. I don't think people got that notion or belief. I think it was more, the focus was more on the COVID-19 vaccine, and that is where the concern was. But it was not a case where it was being said all vaccines are bad.
You see, our number of dead was down. Our vaccination rate was one of the highest. Isn't that so?
I believe so, yes.
It's a fact. And because of that, so when they shut down the country and they give people the vaccine to kill them, well, I think now is the time to examine the case of all who died to see all who vaccine kill. Because you're going to have problems if you don't want the COVID that was killing people by the 100,000s. Over 1 million or more died. And then they go to school. Well, I want my child to get no vaccine because they have me a chip. I mean, the things we do and say. So to me, the only person with respect in the whole health services is Dr. Hazel Laws. She has been violently criticized before and even now. Oh, they keep the country locked down, darling. You see, we don't teach our children and our people discipline. They could have left it open, you know, what happened. The next one. You know, I heard the young man, I just learned but you know, I can't see him. He was on Sister Sensei show on Freedom. The young man who that killed it. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about Generation Z and how the younger people see politics. And I think he said that they were looking at starting a party. Something like that. They wanted a change from this dog that we have around here. I was shocked to hear he was killed because it sounded so promising, you know. And you wonder, we're calling on everybody. We need to talk to these young people who are planning to killing. It's not just kill and wash your hand, you know. The song says soap can wash your blood. Blood, you know the song, right? Mm-hmm. I think they Buju Bantu song, one of them. Dirty hands. Soap can't wash it off. You could go home and bathe your skin and put on your clothes and your perfume. It's on your conscience. Why you have to kill the brother man then? Because the Europeans do us this. If we survive slavery, why are you trying to diminish our population? I mean, serious. You complain about the Chinese coming in. Well, you're killing off the young men, them who you think we can get children by. Man can't give child, you know. Dead man can't give child. And why are you, if you want something to do, go over there and help build the prison, since you so well want to go in, because it beats all kind of reasoning. You increase the sentence to more than the age. You're in your 20s and you're going to get 45 and 25. What would you have contributed to society? How would you feel in prison all the years? If you want CXC, go evening class or go school. If you want degree, stay out and go CFBC. Those in there trying, some of them trying their best to come out to improve their life.
All right, Colin,
why are you, and we gotta get serious, why are they doing it?
I wish I knew.
That is why the lady said, take the conversation to them.
I wish I knew.
Take it to them, go up all the streets, go on the corners, find out what it is. And all of you, you better go and pray.
All right, thank you so much for your...
Kill a man, you're going to get killed.
Thank you so much for your contribution to the program. We'll take some more calls now. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. My son will live in Newtown, and I used to talk to him. He died now. And I know him to be cool. But after living in Newtown, he was on the peace. And you know what he do? With the peace money, he buy 2 guns. And right now, he's dead. Dead. So the money they get, they say the peace was good, but the money he get, that's what happened to him. That's number 1. Number 2, you have this lawyer. I had $400 for her. She take me to court. I missed the date. She said she wanted a cost of $750. When I went back to court again, the lawyer wanted another $750 with only $400. I said, me and mine skiing is $750. She said she wanted another $750, that's $1,500. And only $400 I had for her. But today, that lawyer is talking about fairness. She need to pay back who she robbed. She need to pay back who she robbed. Have a good day.
All right, caller, you too, and thank you for your contribution. The phone lines remain open. We take your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. You are listening to The Edge for Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. I'm Devonne Cornelius. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. If you are just tuning into the conversation for today, I opened with sharing some details on St. Kitts and Nevis and Antigua and Barbuda commendations coming from PAHO and WHO regarding our vaccination efforts over the years, and the a retreat by the Ministry of Health for their senior management officers or officials, and the Sound Your Future camp launched by Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, where it focuses on fostering and building the talent of our young people here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and looking at crime and violence, which is a major topic of discussion over the past few days, weeks, months here in St. Kitts and Nevis and across the Caribbean region. It is 35 past 11. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation here on The Edge. Let's take this break, and we'll be right back.
You spray them with pop. Flying, crawling, insects are falling when you spray them with pop. Nothing comes close to pop.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Edge and ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The phone lines remain open and we take your calls. It's 11:37 and you're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Looking at crime and violence here in our region, and as I was making the point, how it stunts the growth and development of our small island developing states, and it is a very serious issue. It is one that I believe we enjoy talking about, but we are afraid to aggressively address it. And I say we, I'm talking about all of us as a people. The World Bank did a report in 2007, and it focused on the high rates of crime and violence in the Caribbean and how it undermines growth, it threatens human welfare, and it impedes social development. Now, it went on to say that crime impacts business and is a major obstacle to investment. In many countries, as crime increases, access to financing declines, spending on formal and informal security measures increases, and worker productivity declines. Estimates suggest that reducing the homicide rate in the region by 1/3 could more than double the region's rate of per capita economic growth. According to that report, crime, violence, and development trends, costs, and policy options in the region, or in the Caribbean rather, and that's the name of the report. Murder rates in the region are higher than in any other part of the world per population. So yes, there are larger parts of the world that have murders every single day or every single week, and very gruesome murders at that. But it is measured by the size of the population. And so you have these larger countries that have 1, 2, 3, 4 million people versus us here in the region. We are very small. Then it went on to say that narcotics trafficking diverts criminal justice resources from other important activities, increases and embeds violence, undermines social cohesion, and contributes to the widespread availability of firearms in the region. So here we are as a region pumping more money into national security when that is being diverted from other important activities. Not saying that national security is not important, but if we don't have to deal with the scourge of gun trafficking in the region, then there won't be a need for us to have to be pumping so much money into that area. The report argues that Caribbean countries are transit points and not producers of cocaine when we're looking at narcotics. It also argues that gun ownership is an outgrowth of the drug trade, and in some countries of politics and associated garrison communities. It argues that although the average Caribbean deportee is not involved in criminal activity, a minority may be causing serious problem by both direct involvement in crime and by providing a role model for it, or role model for youth, sorry. The report recommends that more services be offered to reintegrate deportees, with deporting countries contributing to the cost of these programs. Several countries are increasingly investing in crime prevention, using approaches such as integrated citizen security programs, and I think there was some mention of that right recently here in St. Kitts and Nevis. There was a recent launch of that, and I do believe we have a crime convention or symposium coming up very soon. We have a caller on the line, so we'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. It's me again. Now, I heard somebody talk about somebody went and bought guns. Now, we talk about borders. The guns are here. Have we invested enough in finding out who are the sellers and the renters? Because it is obvious. Some of the poor people can't even afford to buy bread. So this, I think about they buy guns. Guns are being rented here. And I personally believe that they're investing too much in the national security. In the budget, there's something called value for money.
You believe that they're investing too much?
Yes, because what are the results for it?
Okay. What do you suggest, though?
It must be back. Look, you want more money? Well, we want more resolution. You can't be pumping the millions that could go into even the social services. You pump it over there and the numbers keep climbing. We want numbers.
But at the same time, though, so you're saying, okay, I hear you. We should not be pumping so much into.
No, that's the bike.
Hold on. You're gonna allow me to make the point?
Go ahead.
I'm saying you just said that we can't be pumping so much into national security, right? Now, what if it was a case where we were not pumping any money? I mean, let's say we as a country into national security. Then the same thing would have been said, that nothing is being pumped into national security.
No, the question is too much. It was not no money. Money must be pumped into it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep pumping this vast amount, you actually diverting the money,
mm-hmm.
from other departments. Now you are buying this, so you're going to buy vehicles. For heaven's sake, what happened to those we had? People give us, Taiwanese give us, we get motorcycle. We must ask questions. You remember but you wasn't born yet, when Richard Keynes, when Palm was in, he used to take away keys from people, His thing was, if you damage the government vehicle, you're going to pay for it. You can't have people damaging the vehicles, writing them off, and then you just say, oh, well, 60 more million to buy 7 more. The police will never become responsible if they're not held financially responsible for the damage to the vehicles. And as I said again, cost goes with benefit. We are pumping this money and more people dying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that something is wrong with that equation?
What equation?
The more we pump in, the more they die. Look at the budget for last year. The budget for the year before. Mm-hmm. Was it more or less? I can't see. So tell me. Was the budget
I believe the budget for
smaller?
this year is more. I believe the budget for this year is more.
It increased because it's a damn by cars.
Yeah.
So that's what we're saying. The money that the government could have used to even finish the schools, start some of these projects, they're pumping it into Ministry of National Security. When the people that seen the benefit, how you got all kind of hours of the day?
Right.
People killing people with impunity?
You've made your point, caller, so thank you so much for your contribution to the program. Wait, let's take another call. Hello, you're on the air. Okay, we lost that one. 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Very interesting comment. And I hear what you're saying, caller. We should not just be pumping money for pumping money's sake. It should be driven by data. And I don't think anybody, especially those from finance, are just getting up one morning and say, well, let's give national security about $20 million more. And the $20 million is being used for a specific purpose or a reason, whether it is to invest in more training in the area of narcotics, crime scene management, investigation, or what have you, as it relates to the vehicle. If the police vehicles are destroyed in the line of duty, then that's understandable. Let me hold that thought. We have a caller. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
The caller was calling after.
Hold on, caller. I cannot hear you because you have your radio on. Could you please turn it off?
I wanted to ask you.
You have to turn off your radio, caller. Yeah, you have to turn off the radio. It's too much feedback. It's 11:47. You're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Please, when you call, turn off your radio. Let's take this call. Hello, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Host. Good morning.
Yep. Good morning, on the air.
Mr. Host, there is hope for St. Kitts as well as the Caribbean. It's only yesterday I was listening to the Antiguan Prime Minister, Mr. Brown, really getting tough on gangs, saying he don't want a gangs in Antigua, and challenge the police and the defense force to get tough. But this seems to be a Caribbean and a worldwide trend in regards to violence. I remember the days when we had the sugar industry and almost every house had a machete. I was a young boy seeing these laborers at the afternoon grinding their machete, for the next day. But these were men who parents sent them to Sunday school and church and took them to learn about the love of God, the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. These were men. And I think it was full of machetes. They're filing them at afternoon to go in it. And I never heard or seen these men going around chopping up people. I joined the police force sometime after the young man, and I never experienced that. Where does this violence come from? We have to do with the word of God. In Matthew 24, verse 22, it was Jesus said, unless these days in which we are living, be shortened, no flesh shall be saved, save for the elect. Those days will be shortened. And I'm thinking in terms of nations. You see how the nations are going to behave with this war, the threatening of nuclear weapons. But they hope. In Psalm 46, 8 and 9, he said, the Lord causes wars to come to an end throughout the earth. Cause wars to cease. There's hope in God. And this thing cannot go on forever. It is true that we are limited in resources. And these guns are coming from North America. And when violence take over our country, then they put out a travel advisory stating, well, think it, until wherever the violence escalates, their people must be cautious in traveling. When they're allowing these weapons to get here. But it's a corrupt world that only God Almighty, through Jesus Christ, His Son, can really bring a peaceful solution and resolution to the world. Thank be unto God for the hope in Jesus Christ.
All right.
And so I said this morning, may God continue to look down upon the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and deliver us from this evil, Lord. In the name of your blessed Son and Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
All right, God, thank you for your contribution to the program. It's 11:51, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The phone lines remain open, and we are taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Call us and lend your voice to the conversation at hand. But I was making the point about national security, and so I would want to think that when the Ministry of Finance allocates an amount to the Ministry of National Security, let's say the original budget is $10 million and they decide that they're going to allocate an additional $5 million, the Ministry of National Security would have to give some sort of justification as to why you want an additional $5 million and how it is going to be spent. With regards to the vehicles and how they are handled, if they are damaged in the line of duty, then that is understandable. But for people who just recklessly drive these vehicles, then they ought to be held responsible. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, me call back again. I remember 2014, 2013, the amount of money that we used to have in St. Kitts. And then I went to a meeting in Sandy Point. Labour had a meeting. Marcel and tire. They cut them up. Where was the man for long? He didn't come and the and say, do them things. Now the representative for Newtown. And them young man there in Newtown. But she wasn't all the time to talk to them. Where she was. But today she come in and talk about she protesting. She needs to push, she acts together. Have a good day.
All right, caller. You have a good day as well. It's 11:53 and the phone lines are open. Call us and then your voice. So that's what I was saying. Yes, I was hearing the caller. I understand the point that you were making with regards to the vehicles. If they are damaged in the line of duty, then that I would say is understandable. But for those officers who recklessly drive the government vehicles and they destroy them, then they ought to be held responsible. I don't know if they are, because we can't sit here and assume that they're not held responsible, but you just can't withhold vehicles from the police officers for withholding them sake. Talking about taking away keys, that was way back when. This is 2024, and we need to get with the times and be realistic in our approach to how we address certain things. And it's not always how you did it 50 years ago is how you should do it now, because you perhaps would not get the same result. So that should not be something that we apply across the board. You have been listening to the Edge and ZIZ Radio.
Yes, 96.1. I think they got to pay them, you know. When they recklessly drive, them police recklessly drive the
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, I think so. Oh, wait.
All right, caller. Yeah, and that should be the case. If you destroy them, you pay for them. I mean, if you see some of the conditions of these police vehicles around, you wonder, how is this still on the road? It's ridiculous. And I understand what the people are saying. I'm not trying to disregard what you're saying. But again, if it's destroyed in the line of duty, then that's a different situation. I'm not going to sit here and say that the police do not need more vehicles, because we are the same ones who call for them to patrol more. Yes, you can patrol on foot as well, but there's certain areas that you're going to need the police vehicles. And it's not just for patrolling, but it is for them to swiftly respond and quickly respond to reports of any sort of crime happening in the country. So we need to be proactive. We need to be mindful, you know, of some of the things that we say with regards to this. But crime and violence, none of us have all of the answers, and that's the harsh reality. We do not have all of the answers as a people. If you have all the answers, then you can come forward. And you can call now and share all of your answers in terms of how do we address this matter, and grab the bull by the horn and tackle it. But we don't have all of the answers, and we can't pretend like we do. We can't pretend that we know what is what and how we're going to address this. Yes, it is a very sad situation. Yes, our people need to come together and work to save our community. But do we say these things because we mean it, or do we say them because it sounds good? It's like we like to see that comment, all of society approach. We like to say it, you know. We love to say it, and we love to see it on a piece of paper. All of society approach. Do we mean it when we say that? Do we really mean it when we say that, or we just like to hear it? And that's a very serious question. You have been listening to the Edge and ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I've been your host, Devonne Cornelius. Until next time, you guys, stay safe. Continue to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Remember, don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Please take your time on the road. There's no need for you to rush. If you're late, you're going to be late either way. And yeah, you guys have a good one. Goodbye.